Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple, the new no shit gaming news video. That's 3 news stories in 1 video and 0 faff. 3 is the magic number. It's just a case of trying to convince your girlfriend. First up, let's talk about Escape from Tarkov, creative vision and sexism. Game developer Battlestate Games doesn't want to put women as playable characters in their game Escape from Tarkov. They say it's because it's a lot of work and it doesn't fit with the lore of the game, which I guess is fine. It's their game, it's their choice. Just deal with it. However, the idea of not having a female playable character in a game that they don't care about and, let's be honest, will probably never play, really got some people's knickers in a twist. Story time. This all started back in 2016 when one of the game's devs said that they had considered putting women in the game but chose not to. And the reason he gave wasn't, well, let's just say he could use some work on his PR skills. Women are not allowed to be in the war, he said. Women can't handle that amount of stress. There's only place for hardened men in this place. Alright, sounds a bit sexist, but it's no big deal. Nobody actually gives a shit about his opinion or his game. Well, that was until the game got popular, and it's now sitting on top of the most watched games list on Twitch. And so the internet does what it does best and tries to destroy someone's reputation by digging up the past. In response to the uproar, Battlegate Games quickly walked back those 4-year-old comments on Twitter, saying that they respect women in the war. The comments were said by somebody who isn't a key employee and who was reprimanded and properly instructed afterwards. His words were misinterpreted, that this really isn't what the company actually thinks and that they are very sorry. However, they do still stand by their decision not to include a female playable character in their game. But there will be no playable female characters because of the game lore and, more importantly, the huge amount of work needed with animations, gear fitting, etc. Note that they are just a small independent game developer with limited resources and an artistic vision for the game which they want to stick to. But the PC Brigade thinks that this just ain't good enough, with The Verge calling it a terrible excuse, Jason Schreier calling it mealy-mouthed nonsense, and a bunch of people on Twitter, not surprisingly, really losing their shit over it. Still, I don't think Battlestate Games will be complaining about all this extra publicity, as they're still sitting pretty as the kings of Twitch right now. After all, there's no such thing as bad publicity. And next up, Alienware is making a Nintendo Switch for adults. The Alienware concept UFO, as it is called, was shown off at CES yesterday, and it looks very much like a Nintendo Switch on steroids. It runs on Windows 10, so in theory you could play all of your PC games on it. It's built from metal instead of the Switch's plastic. The controller's detached just like they do on the Switch, and it sports a 10-inch display, which is bigger than the 6.2-inch on the Switch. Let's be honest, regardless of what your girlfriend is actually telling you, sometimes bigger is better. It also sports an Intel 10th gen processor, but other than those details, we don't have a lot of info regarding the specs of this thing, the price, or whether or not it will actually make it to market, because it is still a concept after all. One thing is for certain, Nintendo might want to get a move on releasing their long-rumored Nintendo Switch Pro, because if this thing launches and the price and specs are right, Nintendo might have some serious competition. Lastly, an update to yesterday's news when AMD went to CES with some fake renders of the back of the Xbox Series X. Well, now outlet Tharot.com claimed to have actual insider information and an image of what the back of the Series X will look like, and we should definitely believe them. They say that the system currently has 2 USB-A ports of the super speed variety, Ethernet, a single HDMI port, optical audio, and a power connection. They say that this image is how the ports appear on the device. Their claims were valid enough to get some major outlets to cover the story based on their insider info. But call me a skeptic, I'll believe it when I see it, because I'm still holding out for those 2 HDMI ports, which I will never even use. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this new no shit format. If you did, leave a thumbs up to give the video a boost. Hit the bell and the subscribe button if you want to be notified of all future installments. Why not toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Gareth Evans. That's it for today. Bye for now. Welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple, the new no shit gaming news video. That's 3 news stories. I'm so dead in the eyes. At least look interested. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh.